KHQA is working for you. From around the tri-states, this is KHQA This Morning.
The third coronavirus vaccine could start going into arms as early as today. I'm Deborah Alfarone in Washington with why experts say we shouldn't relax just yet.
And we knew it was going to be a little chilly this morning as temperatures waking up are into the mid-20s, but a 7-day forecast has a big warm-up in store.
In southeast Iowa, residents, they're heading to the polls today for a special election. What's on the ballot? We'll tell you straight ahead.
Live from the tri-states, you're watching KHQA News, working for you.
Rise and shine on a Tuesday morning, friends. I'm Heather Healy. Thank you for starting your Tuesday with us, March 2nd. Before we get into those headlines, let's check in with Tegan Orpit this morning for a first check of the weather. Tegan, good Tuesday morning to you. We made it through the first day of March. Beautiful, and I see nothing but sunshine coming our way, yes?
Yeah, so it's going to be a very welcomed warmth and, of course, above average temperatures. And we have that to kind of stretch here for about the next 7 days. We start off this morning. It is chilly out there. We knew it would be as we kind of lost some cloud cover yesterday. Temperatures dropped to the mid-20s. That's exactly where we're starting off early today. And then by 8 o'clock this morning, 30 degrees, 49 degrees. It's a quick warm up today. By the noon hour, mostly sunny skies, 53 degrees and sunny by 5 o'clock. And temperatures are only getting warmer from here.
Excited to hear that. Thanks, Tegan. The third coronavirus vaccine hits the country this week, and while the extra supply is going to help, federal health officials are cautioning Americans not to relax just yet. A slight uptick in COVID-19 cases is giving cause for concern. CBS's Deborah Alfarone has the latest from Washington, D.C.
Johnson & Johnson's coronavirus vaccine could start going into the arms of Americans today.
This week, we'll distribute 3.9 million doses.
The new vaccine will help relieve some of the demand.
We're about to get a lot of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and it's a single dose, one and done. Once you're vaccinated, you're protected.
More than 50 million Americans have already received at least one shot of the Moderna or Pfizer vaccines.
1, 2, 3. That's it.
That's it?
Some states are starting to loosen restrictions on places like schools, restaurants, and gyms.
We're starting to see a little bit of an uptick of people ready to come back, getting vaccinated, all those things.
But CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says Americans shouldn't relax just yet.
At 70,000 cases per day, we're not in that place right now. With variants spreading, we stand to completely lose the hard-earned ground we have gained.
Here on Capitol Hill, Senate Democrats are looking to pass President Biden's $1.9 trillion relief bill before enhanced unemployment benefits expire in 2 weeks.
Comprehensive legislation that will help us crush the virus, recover our economy, and get life back to normal.
No Republicans have come out in support of the package, which they claim focuses too much on non-COVID issues.
Bonanza of partisan spending they're calling a pandemic rescue package.
The House of Representatives passed its version of the bill last week. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
Illinois now is expecting to receive shipments of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine starting tomorrow. The timeline is a bit unclear for when local health departments will get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but it's going to depend on when the state receives it. We reached out to the Illinois Department of Public Health, and in a statement, they say, quote, "We anticipate receiving approximately 83,000 doses in Illinois, excluding Chicago, and have been told Chicago will receive approximately 22,000 doses," end quote. It's not known at this time if receiving Johnson & Johnson vaccines will be in addition to what counties are already receiving from the state with the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines. For a closer look at vaccination updates in the Tri-States, head over to our website, khqa.com, or download the KHQA app.
Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
As we head into today, it's definitely a very cool start this morning, and we knew that. Temperatures were dipping back into the 20s early this morning. We have 24 degrees in Mount Sterling. We have 26 in Novelty, 27 in Fort Madison, and 28 currently in Hannibal. As we talk about winds today, they have shifted to the southeast. And of course, a little bit of a wind chill this morning does make us feel more like the mid to upper teens in Novelty and at Quincy's Regional Airport. We were lucky enough to see plenty of sunshine yesterday, and that trend will actually continue on into today. So we can expect to see plenty of sunshine as those warmer temperatures continue to kind of take hold over much of the Midwest for today. We're into the area of high pressure centralized over the upper plains. That's going to allow us to remain very dry for today, and above average temperatures continuing tonight. Again, mostly clear skies, and then by Wednesday, even a warmer shift in the air. That's going to allow us to be close to 60 degrees, at least for a couple of days. But overall, this mild trend is going to continue all the way through the weekend and even into early next week. So today, we do have a high near 55 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Very mild today with southeasterly winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, we got 35 degrees, so not as cold this evening with southerly winds at 5 to 10. Tomorrow, we're back into the upper 50s. Sunny and a little warmer for us, and not a lot of air movement. So overall, a really nice day. That extended forecast has 57 degrees on Thursday as well. In addition to that, we have 52 kind of wrapping up the week on Friday. Beautiful weekend. Back in the 50s during the day, 30s at night, and next week even warmer yet. We could kick off Monday with a high near 60.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Tegan. A police chase yesterday morning in Macon County, Missouri led to a SUV overturning, sending one person to the hospital. According to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, on Monday, just after 10:30 a.m., police were in pursuit of an SUV being driven by 37-year-old Paul Asher of Macon while traveling southbound on Route BB. Asher negotiated a turn and slid off the road, flipping the vehicle. A passenger, 28-year-old Mariah Nickerson, also of Macon, was taken to Samaritan Hospital with minor injuries. So on the ballot today in southeast Iowa, Fort Madison residents head to the polls to vote in a special election. They're voting on the Fort Madison School District's latest revenue purpose statement. It's going to enable the school district to borrow more than $16 million. The district would use that money to improve Fort Madison's high school and 2 middle schools. Lee County Auditor Denise Frazee says that she's happy to see a step taken to help future generations.
I trust the school board. I myself have grandkids in the school, and I'd like to see them get the best education that's possible.
So Frazee says a comfortable learning space helps make learning easier. We're going to have the results tonight on KHQA News at 10. So right now, 2 bills moving through Iowa State House would reduce unemployment benefits. And for the first time, the lawmaker behind the House bill is speaking exclusively to David Amalotti about why he says this is best for Iowa.
The House unemployment bill faces scrutiny in part because it would require workers to wait a week for unemployment pay. Representative Dave Dio insists this doesn't impact someone currently unemployed.
So the comments that we're doing this to people in the middle of a pandemic are wrong. That's probably the most important point I want to make sure to make clear.
But some, like Representative Kirsten Running-Marquardt from Cedar Rapids, disagree. She points to a recent report showing of the states that delayed the first week of benefits, 35 have gone back on that decision.
Some just see and recognize that the first week is so critical, especially in this economic downturn. It's on top of a pandemic.
Let me stop you for just a minute. The reason why they all changed was because they got federal funding to cover that week. So it was free for the states to do that because the federal government paid for it. Iowa did not have a 1-week wait. Therefore, we lost out on tens of millions of dollars in federal aid.
According to the Iowa Workforce Development's records, the trust fund currently sits at roughly $940 million. You'll remember Governor Kim Reynolds moved $490 million of CARES Act money into the unemployment trust fund last July.
The fund would have been in much worse condition if that had not happened. And I guess looking forward, be concerned about the health of the fund going forward if the federal government didn't provide any more money.
Representative Running-Marquardt says the State House is focused on protecting businesses.
But then on the other end, they're trying to sort of nickel and dime the unemployed for those who may find themselves unemployed temporarily in the state of Iowa.
A lot of states, in essence, don't even have a trust fund. They're just borrowing money to pay back current benefits. And we certainly don't want to be ever get to a situation here in Iowa where we have to do that. Just not smart fiscally to have to do that.
In Cedar Rapids, David Amalotti, Iowa's News Now.
Well, the Quincy family YMCA, it's going to be delivering thousands of free food boxes to Adams County residents during the month of March. So right after giving out over 6,000 boxes during the last food drive, the Quincy Y is announcing that the organization will give out an additional 4,400 boxes to the community throughout the next 4 weeks. Now, the drive-through pickup location will be at the YMCA's parking lot. The first date is Thursday, March 4th. That's in a couple days, and will continue every Thursday of the month. Hey, guess what? You can get breaking news and local stories every weekday delivered right to your inbox. Simply sign up for KHQA's free newsletter at khqa.com/sign up. All right, take a look at this right here. A German bomb found in England was detonated, I know I said that word wrong, but about 80 years after it was dropped in World War II. That's more than 2,600 people in Exeter near the English Channel evacuated their homes before the blast on Saturday. Now, that bomb was found at a construction site in a residential area. Wow.
A fence was put around the site to limit damage nearby. Police say it was a 2,200-pound Herman bomb like the one found in London in 1959. Now, the center says was heavily damaged in 1942 by over 10,000 German bombs. Authorities are now making sure the neighborhood is safe so that people can return to their homes.
A bomb from World War II. I mean, I'm trying to wrap my head around it. That is absolutely insane to me.
Yeah, a very scary situation, especially because they kind of rebuilt that town. And so probably one of those bombs just got buried and got uncovered and still active.
Yeah, absolutely, clearly. But hope everybody can return home safe and they're okay. 5:11 now on your Tuesday morning. Still to come as COVID vaccinations continue to roll out. Health experts still stress that the mission to reach herd immunity is urgent. The latest from medical reporter Liz Bonus. Plus, a federal moratorium on evictions running out at the end of the month. The toll the pandemic is taking on renters and building owners.
And temperatures are definitely chilly this morning. We knew they'd get a little colder early this morning, but we're still in store for a nice warm up this afternoon.
Wake up with Hardee's. The $3 bacon, egg, and cheese burrito. Fluffy egg, crispy bacon, and melty cheese. All wrapped up in a warm tortilla. The $3 bacon, egg, and cheese burrito. Part of Hardee's 2-3 more breakfast menu. Feed your happy.
The degrees held by these university graduates are exactly the same. In every way but one. The price tag. Why is his debt so much lower? Because his path began at John Wood. Higher education doesn't have to mean higher cost. Save big with John Wood Community College. It's the smart move. Get started today.
Research shows that people remember commercials with exciting stunts. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's something you shouldn't try at home. Insurance is cool. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. You could start your day without live.
But you shouldn't.
Kelly and Ryan are daytime's #1 duo.
You're my work wife.
Yes,
I say yes and bow to you.
Great days start with Kelly and Ryan.
Well, that's kind of good to know since I work here.
Let live invade your living room every day.
But not in a stalkery way, like in a friendship way. I love you.
When you need care, you need it now. QMG Now and QMG Ortho Now at Quincy Medical Group provide convenient, fast, high-quality, low-cost care for injury, illness, and everything in between. So the next time you're not feeling well or suffer an injury, you know where to go. QMG Now and QMG Ortho Now. We're here for you the moment you need us.
Think pink, especially when it comes to your heating and cooling system. Peters Heating and Air Conditioning and KHQA are teaming up in Quincy with Y101 Radio and the Blessing Breast Center, and now in Hannibal with Kick FM and the James E. Carey Cancer Center to fight cancer together. Call Peters in Quincy or Hannibal for expert service on any energy system. And when the pink van drives up, a portion of the proceeds are donated to the battle against cancer. It's easy to do good for a good cause. Just call Peters in Quincy or Hannibal and ask for the pink van.
Well, if it isn't Big Hearty, you fixin' to sauce me up? Sick those beefy twins on this cheese hound? Scram, Big Mac, go play with your extra toy bun. The adults are getting meaty.
The Big Hearty, part of the buy one, get one for just $1 deal. Feed your happy.
You're watching KHQA This Morning, working for you.
15 minutes past the hour on this Tuesday, and today's number of the day, it looks to predict the future. 40% of voters expect the U.S. to be more polarized in a year, and that number is up 12 points from just a month ago. A Scott Rasmussen National Survey found that under a quarter believe the country will be more unified, and as expected, there is a partisan divide. Just over a third of Democrats believe the nation will be more unified, while the majority of Democrats expect the opposite. The mission to reach herd immunity is becoming more urgent as coronavirus variants are now showing up at least 45 states. That's according to the CDC. So are we actually there yet? Medical reporter Liz Bona shares some answers.
The CDC now says 15% of the total population in the United States has now been vaccinated. And with more than 28 million cases of the virus confirmed, many are asking, how close are we to herd immunity?
I mean, right now, across the nation in almost every state, we're seeing reductions in the cases and death rates and hospitalizations from COVID.
Rates of COVID-19 are dropping. Many hope that is an indication that more people are immune to the virus, either from having had COVID-19 or from having had the vaccine.
We're getting closer every day to herd immunity. The issue we need to do is get at least 70 to 80% of our community vaccinated.
Well, that's ideal. Healthcare policy advisor Dr. Chad Savage says only about 7% of people have had confirmed cases of COVID-19 through testing. Many, it's estimated, have not been tested.
And that may be anywhere from 75 to 90% of the people who get the infection, which would mean in reality we may have more than half of the U.S. population may have already contracted COVID.
So Dr. Savage says add those estimates to current vaccination rates continuing to ramp up, and
we may be far closer to actually reaching herd immunity, and I think that that's extremely plausible.
He agrees with estimates that we could be close to herd immunity closer to the end of April. Other disease specialists say with variants, it won't happen before fall. Either way, here's what we know.
We need to get more and more people vaccinated. We need to do it quickly so that the vaccines don't mutate and vary into different variants that happen to be more contagious. And so the sooner that we can get these vaccines out and beat the sneaky virus, the better.
Now, the hope is that the single-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine will speed this up. But experts remind all of us the quickest way to get there is to get whatever vaccine you can as soon as you can. I'm medical reporter Liz Bonus. We'll throw it back to you.
Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
Temperatures across the tri-states are back into the mid-20s across the viewing area. And, of course, we knew it was going to be a little bit of a chillier start for today. We are looking at those winds to be out of the southeast, anywhere from about 5 to 10 miles per hour throughout much of today. Bit of a wind chill this morning, though, so it does feel like 17 in Macomb, Keokuk, and Quincy's regional airport. It feels like 18 in Novelty and 16 currently in Kirksville. Clear skies allowed us to some of that heat to escape yesterday. For the next couple of days, we are going to enjoy that nice warm up. In fact, above average temperatures. So nighttime lows will remain near average, but our daytime highs are soaring higher and higher as we make our way towards the end of the week. So that area of high pressure will remain in control over the upper plains. That continues to spread into the Midwest. We're ushering in that much warmer air from the south. That's allowing us to see those temperatures very mild here over the next couple of days. And we are not going to complain about those above average temperatures. Those are actually feeling quite nice after a very cold February. So 55 degrees for today. Another beautiful afternoon to get outdoors, even if it's just for 5 minutes to enjoy it. Mostly sunny skies with southeasterly winds at 5 to 10. Tonight, again, not as cold. We're back down to the mid-30s. So tomorrow morning it won't be quite as crisp as our highs will return to the upper 50s throughout the afternoon. Your extended forecast, just as nice. This trend is going to continue with 57 degrees and sunny skies on Thursday. Friday, 52. And if you have to work all week and can't get out inside and enjoy, check out the weekend. It looks just as nice. Mid to upper 50s as well. And early next week, we could kick off with 60 degrees on Monday.
It is 5:19 now on your Tuesday, and a federal moratorium on evictions runs out at the end of this month. And after that, people who owe back rent could be forced out of their homes. At the beginning of the year, an estimated 10 million renters were behind, owing a combined $57 billion in rent and utilities. Jerika Duncan shows us the toll on renters and building owners.
Agilza Fernandez lives with a roommate in a second-story apartment within a house in Queens, New York, and describes life these days as hanging on by a thread.
How much do you owe in rent right now?
Close to $20,000.
Close to $20,000.
Yeah.
Fernandez couldn't take a job as a home health aide at the beginning of the pandemic because of asthma and other medical conditions. Fernandez currently works a part-time job from home, bringing in some $1,200 a month. The roommate lost her job at the beginning of the pandemic, making their $1,800 monthly rent payments impossible.
What happens if you're evicted? It's dead of winter right now.
I don't know. I really don't know.
As state and federal moratoriums are expected to expire in the next few months, an estimated 30 to 40 million Americans are at risk of being evicted. Black and Latino people make up approximately 80% of those facing eviction. But it's not just renters. Landlords say they're feeling the pressure too.
How many of your tenants are behind right now?
They're all behind in one way or another.
Liz Dunn owns 6 buildings in Seattle, Washington. It's made up of more than 20 small businesses and nearly 30 apartments.
My entire goal is to try and keep every one of my tenants in their space until we are all the way through this.
Dunn admits that's been difficult. She's accepting less in rent from tenants and has been directing them to grants and loans. For renters who don't have a landlord like Dunn, there may be some relief coming soon. The federal government's emergency rental assistance program went into effect in January. $25 billion is being made available to states to help assist qualified households with rent and utilities. But experts say it may not be enough.
I've never been in a situation like this.
Fernandez and her roommate were taken to housing court by the landlord. We reached out to the landlord for comment and did not hear back. Jerika Duncan, CBS News, New York.
It is your time to chime this morning. This photo comes from Michael P. It shows a gorgeous sunset right here in the tri-states. Look how beautiful those colors are. If you would like to see your photo on the show, just log on to our website, khqa.com/chime-in, and upload your photo as it could make it as our KHQA Daily Pick. 5:22 on your Tuesday. Coming up in your morning brew, an Iowa restaurant is serving up a breakfast pizza with a fruity twist. That's after the break right here on KHQA this morning. Let's get to rising and shining, friends.
Research shows that people remember commercials with exciting stunts. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's something you shouldn't try at home.
Look, Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, so we only pay for what we need. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Very cool. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hi, I'm Steve.
I'm Lee, and we live in North Pole, Alaska.
I'm a retired school counselor.
I'm a retired art teacher.
We met online about 10 years ago. As I got older, my hearing was not so good, so I got hearing aids. My vision was not as good as it used to be. Got a change in prescription. But the thing missing was my memory. I saw a Prevagen commercial, and I thought, that makes sense. I just didn't have to work so hard to remember things.
Prevagen. Healthier brain. Better life.
Millions are saying yes to Allegra, the #1 allergist-recommended non-drowsy brand. Allegra works 2 times faster than Claritin, and unlike Zyrtec, it's non-drowsy. Say yes to the fastest non-drowsy 24-hour relief. Allegra.
Research shows that people remember commercials with exciting stunts. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's something you shouldn't try at home. Insurance is cool. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
And now another pretty good tweet presented by Same Game Parlay, only on FanDuel Sportsbook. Paranormal Bass writes, these same-game parlays are insane. How much longer is FanDuel going to keep it around? Come on, there's action on the court, there's action on FanDuel Sportsbook. Combine multiple wagers from the same game to turn a little wager into a big payday. All customers get same-game parlay insurance worth up to $25 every day.
This is where Leah learned to dribble. Now, it's also where she'll master fractions. This school year, many YMCAs are transforming some of their spaces for virtual learning. The Y, forever learning, for a better us.
Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
We are getting ready to start off a Tuesday, a very nice Tuesday that's starting off a little chilly. Don't let that scare you, though, because our temperatures later this afternoon look fantastic. We are starting off into the mid-20s. So, yes, a little bit cooler out there, and temperatures are definitely going to be warming up. Also, we are looking at what's going to be a nice bus stop forecast as temperatures right around 27 degrees under partly sunny skies. We'll continue with that big warm up this afternoon. 55 degrees under partly to mostly sunny skies. And then if you're remote learning, here's your forecast. We are looking at a nice day, so hopefully you can spend some time outdoors in between classes. 30 degrees at 8 a.m., 44 by 11 o'clock today, and 2 o'clock this afternoon, 54 and sunny.
5:25, now 5:26 for your morning brew. There are breakfast sandwiches, breakfast burritos, and look at that breakfast pizza. An Iowa restaurant is causing quite a stir with this new addition. I'm about to cause some stirs as well because Fong's Pizza is now serving the Loopy Fruits pizza.
Sorry, I can't swallow anymore. Okay, it comes with sour cream and cream cheese sauce, topped with mozzarella, Fruit Loops, and drizzled with Greek yogurt and condensed milk. The pizza parlor's manager says while it's not a crowd pleaser like the classic pepperoni, well, shocker, but people are excited to try it.
Okay, I'm going to put your feet to the fire here. You said yesterday, be a Fruit Loop in a world of Cheerios. Are you going to stand by that after you saw that pizza, that Fruit Loop pizza?
Well, you know what? It's causing quite a stir, and that pizza definitely is standing out because we are talking about it. But I would change the ingredients around a little bit. If you're going to have a Fruit Loop pizza, I would definitely go with like more of a maybe a golden graham crust, and then you would put some of the icing over the top with the Fruit Loops, and you could probably add the Greek yogurt to it as well. But I just don't see how the cheese and the sugar and the yogurt all mixed together.
Yeah, it's not too, number one, that's a lot of cheese and a lot of dairy products. That's not too appetizing to me. So I would 86 that sour cream in that cream cheese sauce and the mozzarella, and I would do Greek yogurt and some sort of frosting, some sort of icing, and then with the Fruit Loops, with what you just said, the graham cracker crust. So if we had to reconstruct it, I think that's the best way to do it. And either people now are hating me for showing that because it's almost 5:30, and people are getting up and at them and getting breakfast, and maybe they might skip it today because I think I'm going to do the same after I just saw that. It is 5:28 on your Tuesday.
It's essential sometimes for us to use multiple years worth of awards to see a project all the way through.
After the break, local housing authorities are being rewarded with federal funding. That's coming up on KHQA this morning.
Because of this, we built the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Because of this, we built Ford Expedition with best-in-class towing. Because of this, we built Escape with Ford Copilot 360. And because Ford SUVs are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now get $5,000 total cash on Escape or 0% financing for 72 months plus $1,250 bonus cash on Expedition.
It's Robin Thicke and Robin Wright. I actually heard you were kind of a naughty kid.
I remember sneaking out and going to Studio 54.
I snuck out once. I did it one time, Mom, okay?
Weekdays at 3 on KHQA.
People everywhere living with type 2 diabetes are waking up to what's possible with Rybelsus.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Rybelsus works differently than any other diabetes pill to lower blood sugar in all 3 of these ways. increases insulin, decreases sugar, and slows food. The majority of people taking Rybelsus lowered their blood sugar and reached an A1C of less than 7. People taking Rybelsus lost up to 8 pounds. Rybelsus isn't for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Rybelsus if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Rybelsus and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Rybelsus with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Wake up to what's possible with Rybelsus. You may pay as little as $10 per prescription. Ask your healthcare provider about Rybelsus today.
You're watching KHQA This Morning, working for you.
Here is a live look into Macomb this morning. A beautiful shot there. Clear skies, very crisp, but we won't be disappointed by that warm up this afternoon.
Excited for it. It is 5:30 on your Tuesday morning. Let's dive into the 7 things you need to know today. Starting with number 1, the third coronavirus vaccine hits the country this week. While the extra supply is going to help federal health officials, they're cautioning Americans not to relax just yet. A slight uptick in COVID-19 cases is giving cause for concern. Number 2, Illinois is expecting to receive shipments of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine starting tomorrow. The timeline is a bit unclear for when local health departments will get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but it will depend on when the state receives it. Number 3 on the ballot today in southeast Iowa, Fort Madison residents head to the polls to vote in a special election, and they're voting on the Fort Madison School District's latest revenue purpose statement. It would enable the school district to borrow more than $16 million. Number 4, a new bill in Illinois is aiming to increase staffing levels at the Department of Children and Family Services, something the agency struggled with for years. The bill would strengthen the staff DCFS already has and start a social work pipeline for future employees. Number 5, as Black History Month comes to a close, the Quincy Area Convention and Visitors Bureau would like to remind everyone of its Drive the 5 Tolton Sites tour. Now, one of the tours available is Father Tolton, who was the first African-American priest in the U.S. He is also being considered for sainthood by the church, served right here in Quincy, which is also where he's buried. Number 6, Quincy Community Theater is opening its class registration. The classes are going to help students refine their acting, public speaking, and performing skills. They're going to start this month and meet once a week. Kids 3 and up can participate, as well as some adult classes.
At number 7 this morning, as we make our way into your Tuesday, it starts off a little chilly, but man, this afternoon is going to be pleasant as our temperatures will warm up into the 50s.
32 minutes past the hour now, and new federal money is on the way for housing authorities in West Central Illinois. KHQA's Sarah Rosenthal shows you what that means for some local housing authorities.
A recent federal grant will help the Quincy Housing Authority fund maintenance projects at buildings like the Lampe High Rise. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development announced its 2021 Capital Fund Awards last week, and $1,071,000 is now on the way to the Quincy Housing Authority. That's the highest federal funding it's ever received. Executive Director Jerry Gilley says the money will be used for maintenance and modernization.
Projects are so expensive on particularly older public housing authority properties like what we maintain here in Quincy, that it's essential sometimes for us to use multiple years worth of awards to see a project all the way through.
Gilley says some projects that are part of Quincy Housing Authority's 5-year plan include concrete work, construction of the backside of the Lampe High Rise, and a parking lot extension.
With an award like that, one of the best things about it is you can really get some economy of scale with the projects you do. For example, if we replace 100 doors, that is a lot cheaper per unit, a lot less cost per unit to be able to replace 100 doors as opposed to a smaller allocation.
Brown, Hancock, Adams, and Pike County housing authorities were also awarded large sums of money from the Capital Fund program. The Housing Authority of Pike County will receive nearly $500,000. Executive Director Chris Brunn says this money will help the agency tackle high-ticket maintenance projects.
If we didn't get this money, we would be hard-pressed to be able to make any of these changes because we just wouldn't be able to afford it.
Meanwhile, Gilly notes this money will be carefully distributed to help several projects.
We often will take larger projects and spread them out over 2, 3, maybe 4 years worth of capital fund awards in order to see them to completion.
Employees told me that plans for new maintenance projects with this new funding at the Quincy Housing Authority continue to be discussed. In Quincy, Sarah Rosenthal, KHQA News.
5:35 now for this eye-opener. Another timeless treasure has been unearthed near Pompeii. Now, archaeologists say that they found a ceremonial chariot. It's made of bronze and tin in excellent condition. Excavators say rather that they've discovered chariots before, but nothing like this one.
Oh, that's so cool. Back in 2018, experts found a stable with the body of horses, one which was still harnessed. The latest find, it is another clue to what life was like back in Pompeii before it was burned in volcano ash 2,000 years ago.
That is so cool to see something from that long ago being brought back up here, and to see, just kind of get a glimpse of what Pompeii could have been like just so long ago, history-wise, you know?
Yeah, I got to visit there about 3 years ago, and it is incredible just how preserved everything is. So I am so excited that they found this, and this just might mean I have to go back again.
Yeah, let me go with you. I'm incredibly jealous you got to go.
Large-scale scam targeting nearly every state and millions of Americans. I'm Angela Brown in Washington. How unemployment fraud is costing states billions and workers their benefits.
And early this morning, mid-20s. Yeah, it's a chilly start, but no disappointment in that 7-day forecast. We'll show you it coming up.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
You guys, I have something that each and every one of you need for every single day of the year. This is called Calming Heat by Sharper Image. In a world where we are stressed pretty much nonstop, we all have anxiety, so do our kids. It's just part of life now. And this Calming Heat is my new best friend. Let me tell you why. Heating pads, you know, we all know they take care of every ache and pain, like your knees, your shoulders, your lower back, right? What's different about this heating pad is that it's filled with a series of pockets that contain clay beads, weighted clay beads. So just like those gravity blankets that you lose yourself under, this heating pad has that same ability. And this bends with every muscle and every curve of your body. So if it's your lower back that hurts, it sits right in your lower back in a completely different way than the other heating pads do. It's also big enough to wrap around your shoulders, wrap around your neck. That's where I keep all of my stress. I start walking around like this. So while I'm watching TV and sitting on the sofa, I have this plugged in nonstop in the back of the sofa, and I pull it out and turn it on whenever I need it. It doesn't have to be an event where I'm in excruciating pain. It can just be, I want to chill. And this Calming Heat does just that. It's really, really therapeutic. Do you have restless leg syndrome? Are you pregnant? Do you have arthritis? This is something to keep in the back of your sofa, beside your bed. Get a couple for the house and leave them around everywhere. Not only does it heat in that weighted blanket way, it also massages. So you turn this up low, high, medium, and it will massage you as well. So this is another reason you might want to use it every single day. We are having a great special offer on this product today, you guys, so you can all afford to get one. Go to asadeals.com.
Next Live with Catherine Zeta-Jones will get you going.
So that's basically how I work out.
Weekday mornings at 9 on KHQA CBS.
Hey, Culligan, our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
How do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
How do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water.
Some days you'll do whatever it takes to stay cool. Call Bruning for a Bryant. You'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Oh yeah, this is much better.
Bruning and Bryant, whatever it takes.
This is Ford Truck Month. Now is the time to get a great deal on Ford Ranger, Ford Super Duty, and the all-new 2021 Ford F-150. Get our best offers of the year and see what Built Ford Tough can do for you. Welcome to the show, America. Welcome to the show. Get complimentary maintenance plus no payments for 90 days across Ford's full line of trucks. Only during Ford Truck Month at your quality Ford dealers.
KHQA's Chris Stewart covers the best high school athletes each week with our Student Athlete of the Week program, recognizing those seniors who excel both on and off the field. Tune in Wednesday nights at 6 for the Student Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Blessing Health System.
Somebody who sets an example for you and then shows you how to do it right.
My mom, because she inspires others and she cares for others. They save you when you are in trouble.
Someone that you look up to.
Someone that has a kind heart.
At Peters Heating and Air, we believe a hero can be anyone who makes an impact on someone else's life.
And that's why we've teamed up with KHQA to honor our tri-state hometown heroes.
Experience. That's what you want working for you when severe weather threatens your family. The KHQA Elite Weather Team, working for you. Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
Early this morning on a Tuesday, we are going to wake up to a beautiful sunrise. We are starting off today into the mid to upper 20s, but we do have the winds out of the southeast, a little brisk in some locations of the viewing area, so a bit of a wind chill, so it feels more like 19 in Keokuk, 17 in Novelty, Quincy Regional Airport, Mount Sterling, and Macomb. We're going to warm up, though, and it's going to be a quick warm up today, so we'll quickly see that cool air exit and that warmth that come in this afternoon. We're going to see mostly clear skies, so an abundance of sunshine today. Over the next 48 hours, really going to be quite pleasant for the area as we will continue to see above average temperatures as that area of high pressure just kind of continues over much of the nation's midsection. By the time we head into Wednesday, look for even warmer temperatures, but we'll see those nighttime lows kind of even out there into the 30s. And then by the time we head into early next week, we can see an even bigger warm up. So despite a very chilly start early this morning, we're rebounding nicely. 55 degrees this afternoon. It is going to be very pleasant under mostly sunny skies. Mild today with southeasterly winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, we do have those mid-30s, not quite as cold, so that's good as we start off your Wednesday. Not quite as chilly, but we'll actually warm up nicely to 57 degrees, sunny, a little warmer. Winds very calm out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. And of course, we'll continue with 57 degrees. The high on Thursday, a little cooler, 52 but sunny on Friday, lows into the mid to lower 30s. That weekend forecast, look for high in the 50s and even highs in the 60s by early next week.
42 minutes past the hour on this Tuesday, and as votes are cast to hand out more money to struggling Americans, states are dealing with another problem, losing billions of dollars to unemployment fraud. The National Desk, Angela Brown reports.
Last July, the FBI sent out a warning alerting states about a spike in fraudulent unemployment claims. By November, billions of dollars were lost. Thousands of identities stolen across the country in Illinois, California, Maryland, costing states billions of dollars and taxpayers their benefits. California Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez says she gets calls from victims across the country.
She was in a different state, and she reached out to me and she said, somebody in California stole my identity, and because they did that, I can't get unemployment insurance in my state.
In California, unemployment fraud is staggering. Over $10 billion lost to scammers, with some estimates as high as $31 billion, including $810 million going to prison inmates. Fraud so rampant, a claim was even filed in the name of Senator Dianne Feinstein. Assemblywoman Gonzalez says most of the fraud is through the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program.
We opened up this federal program, which isn't linked to your employer. It's not insurance. It was to provide benefits to unemployed small businesses and independent contractors who simply said, I can't work because of pandemic. So there's no double check on it. So almost all the fraud is through that program.
In November, the U.S. Department of Labor estimates states had paid as much as $36 billion in improper benefits, with a big portion blamed on fraud. Victims often found out their identity was stolen when they applied for benefits, received notification from the state unemployment office, or got a tax form from the IRS. Cybersecurity expert Lisa Garber says clearing your name may not be easy.
If this actually happens to you, and what you should immediately do is put a freeze on your credit report, contact all of the credit bureaus and put a freeze on your account. Contact your local police department and look to the FBI for different resources.
Money stolen from states and Americans that may never be recovered.
You have this huge kind of organized crime element. They said some of it's out of foreign countries. I'm not sure if that money's, coming back.
Some states have set up telephone hotlines and web portals for victims to report the fraud, but for victims, clearing their name could take weeks. In Washington, Angela Brown.
5:45 now, and if you've noticed children running safety patrols around your local schools, you may be looking at a program now celebrating 100 years of service. Naomi Ruckham reports on how AAA School Safety Patrol is about safer streets and creating leaders.
For Deborah Carlino's students in South San Francisco, some of the most important lessons happen outside the school.
They are in charge of helping children and parents safely cross the street. As soon as they put those uniforms on, they just stand taller and they have such pride and dignity.
The uniforms are part of AAA's School Safety Patrol. The program that started 100 years ago is now in 35,000 schools across the country, staffed by nearly 680,000 patrollers. While much of their work is on hold during the pandemic, AAA says the program has helped reduce student pedestrian deaths by 24% since 2010. Carlino believes the program transforms her students, leading to better attendance, better grades, and more leadership.
It makes the children change on a cellular level. We want the children to grow up to be strong leaders, to care about their communities.
In Beaver Dam, Virginia, 12-year-old Khqa Cook is a fourth-generation safety patroller.
My great-grandfather he was a safety patrol, and then it was my grandfather and my uncle, and then now it's me.
He won a merit award for his work, and his mother says the experience has helped him shine.
Watching him be this shy, quiet little boy in third grade to growing into this leader in just 2 years has been amazing to see.
A lesson in the way helping others can also help ourselves. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
5:47 on your Tuesday, the second Monday of the week. Coming up, Instagram's launching a new live feature, the latest when we return to their trending topics. And here's what you can watch, or here's a live look at the Quincy Public Library. It is Dr. Seuss's birthday today, as well as Read Across America Day. Did you know that it took Dr. Seuss over a year to write Cat in the Hat, and the book only uses 236 different words? Just a fact you didn't know. We're going to have more on Dr. Seuss to honor his birthday throughout this morning, right here on KHQA This Morning.
You could start your day without live.
But you shouldn't.
Great days start with Kelly and Ryan.
Yes, okay.
You're my work wife.
Yes,
I say yes and bow to you.
It's Robin Thicke and Robin Wright. I actually heard you were kind of a naughty kid.
I remember sneaking out and going to Studio 54.
I snuck out once. I did it one time, Mom, okay?
Weekdays at 3 on KHQA. There's no better place to bet the NBA than on FanDuel Sportsbook. Bet every game, all season long, with live betting from tip-off right through the final whistle. Want even more action? Try a same-game parlay.
And after that final, get your winnings in as little as 24 hours. Place your first bet risk-free and get up to $1,000 back if you don't win. FanDuel Sportsbook, more ways to win.
I'm Nora Baldner, and I'm running for mayor of Quincy. I worked as a reporter and an anchor for many years in Quincy. It was a privilege to tell everyone's story. I remember covering city council. It was a great opportunity to watch how city government works. City Hall needs to stick up for the taxpayer. At the end of the day, it's all about what they deserve and what they're paying for and what's their return. Clear and transparent communication is key. I'm Nora Baldner, and I'm running for mayor because I believe in this city.
Constantly on the go, make sure to download the KHQA mobile app. It offers news, weather, and sports right at your fingertips, no matter where you are. You can stream our newscast live to your phone with breaking news and weather notifications, all to any device. KHQA mobile app, working for you.
Want more Jeopardy? Get more, only on Stir.
What is the wonky donkey?
Download the free app today. It's Wheel Around the World. See how America's game is played
In Romania.
We call it Roata Norocului.
Weekdays at 6:30 on KHQA CBS.
It is 5:50 on your Tuesday. Time to check on what's trending. And the #1 trending story on KHQA.com right now is a Hannibal man is facing assault charges after a fight escalated between him and another employee at Sticks and Stones in Hannibal. For more information on the story, head over to our website, KHQA.com. In the social media world now, NFL star J.J. Watt, he is being suited up for the Arizona Cardinals next season. This blew up all over social media. The 31-year-old previously played for the Houston Texans. His 10-year professional career includes 3 Defensive Player of the Year honors, and he's a 5-time Pro Bowl pick. He just signed a 2-year deal with the Cards. The terms of the agreement were not released. Watt is the only pro football player in the league history to collect multiple seasons of at least 20 quarterback sacks, which he did in 2012 and 2014. 2 of his brothers, TJ and Derek, they play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, in case you didn't know. So obviously he's not going to be going up north. He is going with Arizona. I think this is a good fit for him, Tegan. I got to cover him in Southeast Texas when I was doing sports. And so it's good that he's in a good place, in a good home, in a hotter place in Arizona.
Yeah, but he couldn't be further away from his brothers. So I do not know much about football. Are they going to meet up?
They might. They could. That'd be a really good rival. That'd be a really good game to watch and see. But a lot of people thought that he was going to go join them up there, but he did not. He decided to go with head coach Cliff Kingsbury and keep that Texas tie and just go in the desert. Instagram now has created a way that more people can go live at once. Now, the social media platform has launched a new feature called Live Rooms. It allows 4 people to video chat in a live broadcast instead of just 2. According to Instagram, Live Rooms will let people start their own podcast or talk show, or just collaborate with other creators. Instagram says the new option will soon be available around the world. All right, so since we have this new feature on Instagram, I believe a podcast after the morning show could be coming up, yes?
It definitely could, but I just feel like that is just one more thing that I'm just going to have to learn. I wish there would just be one media platform, and then you can just kind of post to everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's everybody has like all these new features. Instagram came out with like Reels, which was kind of like TikTok, and so yeah, it's just, to me, it's a hot mess.
Yeah, to me, it's becoming so much. I feel like Live Rooms is just kind of another deal of Zoom, kind of. But I agree with what you say, that it's just a lot that's bombarding the social media world, that it needs to just kind of calm down and it needs to be more simpler.
Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
As we roll our way into your Tuesday morning, it's a bit crisp out there. We knew our temperatures were going to cool down a little bit, and they did. So we wake up to the mid-20s this morning across the tri-state area. Winds are out of the southeast, a little stronger, so a bit of a wind chill into the upper teens for some of us to jumpstart your Tuesday. It'll get very nice, though, kids. Your bus stop forecast this morning, yes, 27 degrees is what you're going to head as you head out the door today, about 55 degrees. It is going to be so pleasant this afternoon as you make your way home. For those kids remote learning today, hopefully you get to enjoy at least some time this afternoon outdoors. 35 degrees, mostly sunny skies. That sunshine is going to beam through the window for you. 49 degrees the noon hour, 55 by 3 o'clock today.
Excited for it. 5:54 on this Tuesday. I think I'm going to make up for this morning brew compared to the disastrous pizza we showcased earlier. Disney's California Adventure Park is welcoming guests again with a special event. That's when we return on KHQA this morning. Stay with us. Now that looks appetizing.
Every week, we are creating excellence. Don't miss Ring of Honor Wrestling.
This is Ford Truck Month. Now is the time to get a great deal on Ford Ranger, Ford Super Duty, and the all-new 2021 Ford F-150. Get our best offers of the year and see what Built Ford Tough can do for you. Welcome to the show, America. Welcome to the show. Get complimentary maintenance plus no payments for 90 days across Ford's full line of trucks. Only during Ford Truck Month at your quality Ford dealers.
Tune in to the KHQA News at 10 every Sunday for the Veteran Spotlight of the Week, brought to you by the law offices of Mollring and Ambler. Every Sunday, we'll take a moment to spotlight one of the area's distinguished veterans and the important service they provided to our country and our community. KHQA's Veteran Spotlight of the Week, Sundays during the 10 p.m. news, brought to you by the law offices of Mollring and Ambler. KHQA, working for you.
Wesley Village, an all-inclusive facility for the older adult.
We told you you'd like it, didn't we?
Yes, you did. And you were right.
It's certainly been a good change for us because it's a lot more relaxing, less stressful. We don't have the responsibility of outside maintenance, inside maintenance.
Call or visit our website today and schedule your private tour and enjoy a free lunch or dinner just for visiting.
Here's to Wesley Estates.
Yes.
At US Cellular, we believe everyone deserves 5G. So we're building our powerful 5G network for the millions of Americans who live outside of New York and LA, like teachers in Madison and small business owners in Rockford. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge for everyone, whether you're working or playing. All US Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
Year 2 of COVID.
What do we know about how long immunity lasts?
Going where science and history are being made.
The very first U.S. sample of COVID-19.
Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson.
Sunday mornings on KHQA.
Track for this one because Disney's California Adventure is opening for a special limited capacity event. It's called A Touch of Disney. So while attractions are still closed, visitors will be allowed inside the park to enjoy classic Disney foods like Dole Whip, our favorite, Mickey-shaped pretzels, churros, lobster nachos. Those are delicious if you haven't tried those there, and chicken skewers.
Well, some shops will be open, and as you wander the park, you might see some characters ready to take social distance photos. The event kicks off March 18th. Tickets are $75. They include admission, parking, and a $25 dining card.
Okay, so I think I made up for what we showed on the top of the hour, but that Dole Whip looks actually absolutely delicious. I can go for a Mickey pretzel right now. I can go for those churros. Anything that's on that screen, those, it looks like a Monte Cristo is at the bottom right of that screen. I can go for any of that right now. So I would definitely take anything that Disney is whipping up over that Fruit Loop pizza for sure.
Yeah, and it kind of gets people into the parks as well. They've been vacant for almost a year now. And so with the $25 dining card, it's like $50 a person to go in. So I'm really hoping that they have lots of characters for people to see, because $75 is a lot of money for just to walk around, see characters, and eat some food.
That's very, very true. See, Disney is not very, it's not very cheap, is it? But when you went to Disney a few weeks ago, speaking of photos, I kind of wonder this, with characters and everything, are they socially distanced? Are you allowed to take photos there in Florida?
You are. So they are social distance, but I tell you what, we saw more characters this past than we have before, because every 30 minutes there's a cavalcade of characters that ride around the park. And if you find a memory maker guy, he'll position you and then take a picture, and the characters behind you know that's happening. So it looks like you're taking a photo with them. So we saw more characters this time than we ever have. Very interesting. Okay, favorite Disney character. I don't think I've ever asked you that. Oh, my favorite one. I don't know that I have a favorite, but I love, I guess one time we got to meet Goofy's son. That was fun. He's not known to be out. Yes. So that was fun, and he was fun, and he really played with us when we got our pictures taken. So he was probably one of my favorite interactive ones. Yeah, there's some rare ones that when they come out, you better take a picture with them, because you don't know when the next time they're going to come out and be able to do so. I like that. It's now 6 o'clock on the dot on your Tuesday. We're just having so much fun talking about Disney. And let's get to the weather.
Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
Oh, it is going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful week. It kind of gives you that spring fever to kind of get out and get some stuff done. But we all know too well that this could just be a little silver lining to a forecast that could be much colder this month. But we are going to take it while we can. Look at those 50s stretching across the board there Tuesday all the way through Sunday. Mid to upper 50s, partly to mostly sunny skies by early next week. We could see 60 degrees on Monday. So far, we are enjoying the month of March, because it's kicking off those temperatures well above average.
6 o'clock on this Tuesday, you're taking another live look at the Quincy Public Library, because it is Dr. Seuss's birthday and Read Across America Day today, friends. Here's another fun fact about Dr. Seuss. A friend bet that he could not write a book with just 50 different words, so Green Eggs and Ham was born because of that. There's another tidbit for you. In the next hour, we get your headlines, weather, and it is Tasty Tuesday. What other foods are we going to be talking about today? Right here on KHQA This Morning. Get to Rising and Shining.
Peters Heating and Air Conditioning, KHQA, and Y101 has teamed up with Hancock County Fights Cancer in Hamilton, Illinois to help support and serve those in the fight of their life. Think pink and call Peters for any service and ask for the pink van. And when it drives up, a portion of the proceeds are donated to the battle against cancer. Helping our community and the people in it makes all the difference. Call Peters Heating and Air Conditioning in Hamilton and ask for the pink van.
Life is tough today and always seems to be getting tougher. Just when you think you've got things under control, something else always seems to come up. Sometimes you just need to ask for a little help. And Mole Ring and Ambler are about the best help there is. With over 20 years of experience, Mole Ring and Ambler provide real solutions to help you form a plan and get you back on your feet. Call today to receive a free consultation about Chapter 7 or Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Mole Ring and Ambler, attorneys working for you.
Think you're managing your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease? I did, until I realized something was missing. Me. My symptoms were keeping me from being there for him. So I talked to my doctor and learned Humira is for people who still have UC or Crohn's symptoms after trying other medications. And Humira helps people achieve remission that can last, so you can experience few or no symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible.
Experience
what you want working for you when severe weather threatens your family.
Our weather professionals have more than 50 years experience tracking storms in the tri-states.
While alerting you to the most up-to-date weather changes, experience matters.
The KHQA's Elite Weather Team's experience is online, on air, all the time.
KHQA, working for you. From around the tri-states, this is KHQA This Morning.
The third coronavirus vaccine could start going into arms as early as today. I'm Deborah Alfarone in Washington with why experts say we shouldn't relax just yet.
And it's a chilly start this morning, but we're in store for a nice warm-up that could stretch all the way into the weekend.
In Southeast Iowa, residents, they're heading to the polls today for a special election. What's on that ballot? We'll tell you straight ahead.
Live from the tri-states, you're watching KHQA News, working for you.
It is 6:04 on a Tuesday, friends. Let's get to Rising and Shining. I'm Heather Healy. Thank you for starting your Tuesday with us, March 2nd. Before we get into those headlines, let's check in with Tegan Orpit this morning for a first check of the weather. Tegan, we're having so much fun talking about all sorts of food. I'm glad we ended on a good Disney note, but it's also a good note today because there's lots of sunshine coming our way.
Oh, there is, and we have been waiting for this after a very cold February. It's nice to see March kicking off with above average temperatures and plenty of sunshine. It's also been such a gloomy start to the year. So this nice stretch is something that we have waited for and we are excited about, and we will be up to 30 degrees by 8 a.m. this morning, mostly sunny skies. It's a quick warm up today. As you can see, just 4 hours later, 49, partly to mostly sunny. Sunny this afternoon as well with 53 degrees as we kind of wrap up your Tuesday.
5 minutes past the hour now, and the third coronavirus vaccine hits the country this week, helping ease supply issues. Meanwhile, Senate Democrats, they hope to pass a new COVID relief bill this month. CBS's Deborah Alfarone is on Capitol Hill with the latest.
Johnson & Johnson's coronavirus vaccine could start going into the arms of Americans today.
This week, we'll distribute 3.9 million doses.
The new vaccine will help relieve some of the demand.
And it's a single dose, one and done.
Here on Capitol Hill, Senate Democrats are looking to pass President Biden's $1.9 trillion relief bill before enhanced unemployment benefits expire in 2 weeks.
Defeating the pandemic is national priority number one.
No Republicans have come out in support of the package, which they claim focuses too much on non-COVID issues.
Bonanza of partisan spending they're calling a pandemic rescue package.
The House of Representatives passed its version of the bill last week. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
As you make your way into today, temperatures across the tri-states, definitely chilly this morning. We were a little bit warmer yesterday morning, but definitely on the chillier side early today, but a nice warm up later this afternoon. Winds today will remain out of the southeast, anywhere from about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Even a little bit of light breeze this morning, with those cooler temperatures have dipped us down into the mid to upper teens is what it feels like outside, but it's a quick warm up today. So it definitely just grab a jacket early this morning, but likely not going to need it heading into this afternoon. An area of high pressure has really taken control over much of the upper plains. That's kind of pulled its way into the Midwest. That has allowed us to see plenty of sunshine over the last 24 hours, and we will continue to see that sunshine for the remainder of the week. We'll kind of push some warmer air in as those winds shift from the southeast straight up out of the south. As that warm air ushers in, we'll see temperatures well above average for the next 7 days. In addition to that, we're also going to be looking at some pretty mild conditions as well heading into those nighttime lows. So today we kick things off 55 degrees. It'll be a very nice afternoon with mostly sunny skies. And of course, with the air movement, it died down just a little bit. It's going to feel very pleasant. Not as cold tonight. We're about 10 degrees warmer tomorrow morning at 35 degrees as we kick off your Wednesday with a high near 57. That's exactly where we'll see things on Thursday as well. Friday ends the beautiful week with 52 degrees. It lows into the lower 30s, and then by the weekend, if you can't enjoy those temperatures this week, but you have the weekend off, we'll enjoy the mid to upper 50s, partly to mostly sunny, both Saturday and Sunday, with a high right around 60 degrees on Monday.
Excited for it. Thanks, Tegan. On the ballot today in southeast Iowa, Fort Madison residents, they head to the polls to vote in a special election. They're voting on the Fort Madison School District's latest revenue purpose statement. It's going to enable the school district to borrow more than $16 million. The district would use that money to improve Fort Madison's high school and 2 middle schools. Lee County Auditor Denise Frazee says that she's happy to see a step taken to help future generations.
I trust the school board. I myself have grandkids in the school, and I'd like to see them get the best education that's possible.
Frazee also says a comfortable learning space helps make learning easier. We're going to have the results tonight on KHQA News at 10. It is Girl Scout cookie time. Area Girl Scout troops are busy out selling cookies, and many troops have booths set up at local stores with safety first. They are wearing masks and have a shield in front of the booths. Scouts also have set up drive-through cookie shops and digital cookie booths, so you can buy your cookies online from a local troop. Now, this year has brought some challenges for cookie sales, but the Scouts are still learning some very important skills.
They learn how to be a businesswoman. They can learn how to be or show leadership. And it just gives them confidence that they can do anything that they want if they set their mind to.
To find a troop in your area selling cookies, just go to the website girlscoutem.org/cookies and type in your zip code, and locations are going to pop up. All the money raised by the Scouts stays local, and you can buy cookies to donate others. You can get the latest breaking news and local news delivered right to your inbox every weekday by signing up for KHQA's newsletter. Just go to khqa.com/sign up. The family of legendary businessman Henry Ford is cleaning house. Ford's great-grandson is auctioning off 2 of the Ford vehicles from his family's personal collection. How about that? Barrett Jackson Auction Company is selling the family's 1947 Ford Super Deluxe Custom Woody Wagon and their 1958 Edsel Bermuda wagon.
Interesting. The great-grandson, Edsel B. Ford, the second, will autograph the vehicles. Neither vehicle will have a minimum bid. The auction is set to take place on March 27th in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Are you in need of a new car?
You know, no, but I'm not even sure I would go for one of those, because once you buy that, I mean, it's just a collector. You're not going to put it out on the road.
See, I think so too. I think these are great collectors, and good thing that these are going for auction. There's going to be some very, very, very happy bidders. 6:11 on your Tuesday. Still to come, the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine could be available any day now, causing some to wonder will there now be different vaccines? Could we get the chance to pick the one that we want?
And as you head out this morning, just know it's going to be a beautiful afternoon. We're just kind of kicking things off a little chilly, mid-20s, waking up on a Tuesday, but a nice warm-up this afternoon.
The best wrestling on the planet. Ring of Honor Wrestling, creating excellence every week.
Get the most important news of the day summarized for you on the go. It's the KHQA newsletter. Sign up for emails packed with what you need to know. The news you trust. KHQA, working for you.
Goalie, the world's first apple cider vinegar gummies, make being healthy simple.
Goalie makes weight loss simple.
All day energy simple.
Jim, want some cake?
No, thank you.
Cutting cravings simple.
And it's simply delicious. Healthy doesn't have to taste bad. In fact, with Goalie, it's actually delicious.
Visit goalie.com/TV to get 10% off plus free shipping.
There's no better place to bet the NBA than on FanDuel Sportsbook. Bet every game, all season long, with live betting from tip-off right through the final whistle. Want even more action? Try a same-game parlay. And after that final, get your winnings in as little as 24 hours. Place your first bet risk-free and get up to $1,000 back if you don't win.
FanDuel Sportsbook, more ways to win.
When managing diabetes, you can't always stop for a finger stick. With the Freestyle Libre 14-day system, a continuous glucose monitor, you don't have to. With a painless 1-second scan, you can check your glucose with a smartphone, so you can stay in the moment. You can do it without finger sticks. Ask your doctor for a prescription today. And if you join the My Freestyle program, you can try the Freestyle Libre 14-day system for free. Learn more at myfreestyle.us.
It's time to fight back and attack the coronavirus, Tri-States. We need your assistance to battle COVID-19. Wash your hands. Avoid the disease. Please wear a mask to help save lives. United we stand. Experience. That's what you want working for you when severe weather threatens your family. The KHQA Elite Weather Team, working for you. You're watching KHQA This Morning, working for you.
It is now 6:14 on your Tuesday, and Johnson & Johnson says it expects its vaccine to be going into the arms of Americans within 48 hours. So with 3 vaccines on the market now, can you select what shot you get? Medical reporter Liz Bonus reports experts hope that you do not.
The Johnson & Johnson vaccine did begin shipping today, according to the company. It is a 1-shot dose that is very effective, especially against a serious illness and even death from the coronavirus. But that doesn't mean if you are shot shy, as we say, you should wait to get that single dose.
What I would say is get the vaccine that's accessible to you first.
Susie Francis is a pharmacist running one of the largest vaccination sites in Kentucky. Her team here giving the Pfizer vaccine today to those such as Lynn Helms. How do you feel about getting the vaccine today?
I feel relieved right now. It was my first shot, and I can't wait to get the second one.
And while Francis hopes most people feel the same way, no matter the shot, she says she couldn't let you select your shot even if she wanted to try.
We never can guarantee what vaccination product you're going to have when you sign up for a vaccine.
The other thing to know is that pretty soon the CDC may start redirecting shipping of all the vaccines based on shipping needs, storage, and population.
The CDC is meeting today to talk about really their recommendations as to what populations might fit best for which vaccine.
So for now, her request, just take your best shot.
Now, as of right now, it's estimated about 15% of us, according to the CDC, have had at least one vaccination or at least one dose of it. I'm medical reporter Liz Bonus. We'll throw it back to you.
Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
Right now, it is 6:16, and we are heading out on a Tuesday morning. A little cool, a little crisp at this hour, so grab a jacket before you head out the door. Now, by this afternoon, you might not need it, but at least early this morning, you definitely will. Winds out of the southeast today have brought us a bit of a wind chill this morning, so a bit of a bite out there as you step outside. It does feel like the mid to upper teens through Macomb, Mount Sterling, Fort Madison, Khqa, Quincy's Regional Airport, Novelty, and Kirksville. It won't last long, though. We had a nice warm up today for the area as clouds definitely stay well towards the south. We're going to see an abundance of sunshine for today, especially over the next 48 hours. Mostly sunny skies will continue. It's going to be a quick warm up today. Already by the noon hour, we'll see highs are right around 50 degrees. And then by the time we head into tonight, not quite as cold, meaning a definitely milder start to your Wednesday, as Wednesday and Thursday's temperatures will be some of the warmest we will see this week. So 55 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Great Tuesday for us. Great second day of March. Tonight, not as cold either, with 35 degrees our low, meaning just not a chilly start tomorrow morning. Overall, though, just one of those weeks where you need those jackets in the morning and might not need them in the afternoon. 57 degrees tomorrow afternoon with southwesterly winds at 5 miles per hour. Another 57 degrees there on your Thursday. As we head into Friday and we kind of, wrap up a very pleasant week for the first week of March. We got 52 degrees with a low near 33. That weekend forecast doesn't disappoint either. Look for highs in the 50s with the 60s early next week.
6:17, your time to chime. This photo comes right from Michael P. It shows a gorgeous sunset in the Tri-States. I love all those colors there. And if you would like to see your photo on the show, just log on to our website, khqa.com/chime in, and upload your photo, as it could make it as our KHQA daily pick.
Coming up, our friend Laura Seaver joins us from Arts Quincy, and we have a lot to talk about. We'll tell you all about it next on KHQA.
Doug.
Hey, Limu. How great is it that we get to tell everybody how Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need? I mean, oh, sorry. Whoops. Meow, good evening. Oh, meow. Nope. Oh, what? I'm an emu. No, buddy. Buddy, it's a filter. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
To a community that cares, we thank you. A community that has given back with donations, masks, and so much more, we thank you. Because you are the reason we keep going. And together, we are rural strong. From everyone at Memorial Hospital, Memorial Medical Clinics, Memorial Hospital Foundation, and Hancock Village, we thank you.
Introducing the new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed. It's the most comfortable, body sensing, automatically responding, energy building, dually adjustable, dad powering, wellness boosting, foot warming, snore relieving, temperature balancing, recovery assisting, effortlessly life-changing, proven quality night's sleep we've ever made. The new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed from $9.99 plus 0% interest for 48 months on all smart beds, only for a limited time.
Nearly $70,000 has been donated for KHQA's One Class at a Time program, and it's impacted tri-state students in a big way. KHQA, along with our sponsors Continental Cement, Green America Recycling, and Doors and More, are helping teachers purchase everything from STEM and robotic supplies to new technology and flexible seating. If you're a teacher who could use $1,000 for your classroom, fill out an application at khqa.com. We give away a grant every month during the school year. We're making a difference, one class at a time. You're watching KHQA This Morning, working for you.
And welcome back, everyone. We have our friend Laura Seaver joining us via Zoom from Arts Quincy, and we have a lot to tell you about. First of all, there's always something fun going on at Quincy Community Theater, so tell us about that, Laura.
We're starting to see things come back on the calendar for the arts community, and it's just very exciting. Quincy Community Theater has a full slate of classes coming up for ages 3 and up. So if you've got little ones like I do, or maybe grade school or high school kids, there's something really for everybody. Quincy Community Theater's also got live theater coming back on the calendar. So as those things change, check Arts Quincy and we'll have all of the latest as things get rescheduled and our arts community gets back a little bit closer to normal.
And speaking of fun things for children to do, what else do people and parents need to know out there?
Since the beginning of the lockdowns this time last year, Arts Quincy has been putting together amazing STEAM stars. And STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. These are students from the community that volunteer to do projects and take pictures, and then we put them in the newspaper the next weekend. We are looking for new students to be a part of this. They can be K through 12 in any of the surrounding schools. So if you're seeing this on KHPA right now, you can be part of that STEAM project. Give us a shout at office@artsquincy.org, and we'll get you on the schedule to do something amazing and be in the newspaper.
And now let's switch gears to the history of the Tri-States in case you did not know it, if you're new to the area or perhaps just missed out on this historical piece of Tri-State history. The Catholic Church's first known Black Catholic priest is buried in Quincy and also served in the Tri-State area. If you don't know about that, there is a tour just for you, right, Laura?
We're wrapping up Black History Month, reminding folks that there is an amazing tour from the Quincy Area Convention and Visitors Bureau that celebrates the life of Father Augustus Tolton. Quincyans will know that he is actually being venerated for sainthood in the Catholic Church and was the first African-American priest in the United States. So it's a pretty amazing story. There are 5 wonderful Tolton sites right here in Quincy, and you can get your free driving tour guide at cquincy.com.
All right, once again, Laura Seaver joining us from Arts Quincy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Raja.
Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
Happening right now, temperatures across the tri-states are kind of cool this morning. So as you wake up and you head out the door, we are waking up into the mid-20s. It's a quick warm-up today, though. In fact, we're going to warm up almost 25 degrees by the noon hour this afternoon. So that sunshine is going to help out along with that nice breeze from the southwest. So just because it's a chilly start to the day doesn't mean it's going to be a chilly one today. Kids, your bust out forecast get to enjoy hopefully recess and PE outside. 27 degrees early this morning. Don't forget your jacket. And by this afternoon, we do have 55 degrees as you head home. And don't forget your jacket at school because you will need it tomorrow morning. For those remote learning today, you'll see that sunshine beaming through the windows. And hopefully when you get a break, you can head outside for a little bit. 40 degrees at 10 a.m., 52 by 1 o'clock this afternoon, and 54 degrees to wrap up your day at home.
6:23 on this Tuesday. You're taking a live look from the Quincy Public Library. We're still honoring author Dr. Seuss for his birthday today. Now, did you know that he published 44 picture books before his death in 1991? There's another tidbit for you. After the break, it's Tasty Tuesday, friends. Stay tuned to see what treats we're sharing with you this week right here on KHK This Morning.
3 women are dead. Someone wants us to stop looking at these murders, and we are in the dark.
What matters here is the victims. I'm just trying to find out how deep this goes.
The hardest part of this job is learning that it is not about you. The team. Take care of your own.
Sir, I'm after the truth.
Let's bring these guys down together.
Right? And here I thought we'd never get stunning custom with no treatments on our budget. Cheers to Mr. K's.
They're just so beautiful.
Woo!
Mr. Case and Hunter Douglas has your windows covered. Literally. As always, we can customize Hunter Douglas window treatments to fit almost any budget. Log in or walk in.
I was in ICU for several weeks suffering from COVID. To my black and brown brothers and sisters, don't take this lightly. It's not a joke. This is very serious. Look into the vaccine. Do your research. It's 100% worth it.
Because of this, we built Escape with Ford Copilot 360. Because of this, we built Ford Edge with intelligent all-wheel drive. Because of this, we built Ford EcoSport to give you traction when and where you need it. And because Ford SUVs are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now get $5,500 total cash on EcoSport and $5,000 total cash on Edge, only at your quality Ford dealers.
KHQA's Chris Dewar covers the best high school athletes each week with our Student Athlete of the Week program, recognizing those seniors who excel both on and off the field. Tune in Wednesday nights at 6 for the Student Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Blessing Health System.
Tri-states are canceled today.
School closings on KHQA. Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
Happening right now as you step outside, it's in the mid-20s this morning, so a cool, crisp start to the day. But by this afternoon, check out these temperatures. It is going to be great. 55 degrees, mostly sunny today, a little breeze. So very good afternoon for us. A low near 35 tonight. 57 degrees both Wednesday and Thursday. By Friday, 52 as we head into the weekend. It's not going to disappoint either. So if you're missing out on those temperatures because you work this week, the weekend's looking great. Temperatures back in the mid to upper 50s, mostly sunny with next week, Monday, kicking off with a high near 60.
Looks great. Thanks, Tegan. It is time for Tasty Tuesday right at 6:27, where we want to see your delicious eats and treats each week. Just head over to our website, khqa.com/chime in, and upload your photos for us to showcase each week. So Amber looks like she had some delicious chocolate-covered strawberries. Now, a couple of these are from last week. Joanne has some delicious waffles. They're also in the shape of a heart, it looks like. That's a great way to start off a really great breakfast. And then here is Song's chicken. That looks absolutely delicious, marinated, looks so good. Are we having chicken tonight? Because I think that's what I'm having, Tegan.
You know, we are having Sloppy Joes tonight, so that
Yes,
chicken
please.
probably looks way better than the Sloppy Joes will be. But I heard you talking during the break that you had shrimp last night.
Yeah.
We had shrimp tacos at our house last night.
That sounded good. Okay, so I had shrimp, but it was kind of on the side with some Spanish rice, so kind of in the same ballpark. That sounds absolutely delicious, though. Okay, yes, Sloppy Joes, please. I haven't had Sloppy Joes in the longest time, so that sounds pretty good. Coming over to your house for sure. 6:28 now on your Tuesday.
Sometimes for us to use multiple years worth of awards to see a project all the way through.
On the other side of the break, local housing authorities are being rewarded with federal funding. Plus, here's a look at what you can watch on khqa.com right now. We'll be right back.
The KHQA Weather Cam, fueled by Logan Agri-Service.
Thinking about new flooring but don't know where to start? Start at Save More Carpets for that perfect look and feel. Save More carries all the latest styles and colors for your home. Shop local at Save More Carpets, 926 Vermont and Quincy and 1227 West Jackson in Macomb.
There is a great demand for respiratory therapists throughout the nation. Currently, we offer a 4-year Bachelor of Science of Respiratory Care program.
Respiratory therapists help assist with the lungs, so if the patient has trouble breathing, they'll help assist them in any way they can.
If you are self-motivated, passionate, and love to care for others, I think the respiratory therapy field would be great for you. And visit our website at brcn.edu.
U.S. Cellular believes everyone deserves 5G. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge, whether you're working or playing. All U.S. Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. U.S. Cellular.
Talk, text, surf, save. Better check CellTech today. With stores conveniently located in your viewing area, there's a CellTech near you.
How do I use better than bouillon? I just add a spoonful to my marinades.
To stir fries,
Sauces.
just whisk it in.
Brush it on. Saute.
It adds a cooked all day taste.
That doesn't take all day.
Better than bouillon. Don't just make it better.
Visible is wireless that doesn't play games. It's powered by Verizon for as little as $25 a month, but it gets crazier. Bring a friend every month and get every month for $5. Boom. 12 months of $5 wireless. Visible. Wireless that gets better with friends.
Everywhere you look, in every classroom, on every street, and throughout every home, you'll find a hero. Where would we be without them? At Hilbing Auto Body, we're proud to help recognize everyone that goes above and beyond. You're not only essential, you're extraordinary, selfless, brave. From all of us at Hilbing Auto Body, we say thank you.
Thinking about new flooring but don't know where to start? Start at Save More Carpets for that perfect look and feel. Save More carries all the latest styles and colors for your home. Shop local at Save More Carpets, 926 Vermont and Quincy and 1227 West Jackson in Macomb.
You're watching KHQA This Morning, working for you.
It is 6:32 on your Tuesday. You are taking a live look at Quincy Public Library once again because it is Dr. Seuss's birthday today. Here's another fun fact for you. Dr. Seuss kept a closet full of wacky hats. Did you know that? Whenever he was stumped writing, he put on a suitable hat and then the words just kind of came to him. They just flowed right out of him. That's something you didn't know. Here's some 7 things now that you need to know for the day. Starting with number 1, the third coronavirus vaccine hits the country this week. While the extra supply is going to help, federal health officials are cautioning Americans not to relax just yet. A slight uptick in COVID-19 cases is giving cause for concern. Number 2, Illinois is expecting to receive shipments of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine starting tomorrow. The timeline is a bit unclear for when local health departments will get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but it will depend on when the state receives it. Number 3 on the ballot today in Southeast Iowa, Fort Madison students head to the polls to vote in a special election. They're voting on the Fort Madison School District's latest revenue purpose statement. It's going to enable the school district to borrow more than $16 million. Number 4, a new bill in Illinois is aiming to increase staffing levels at the Department of Children and Family Services, something the agency has struggled with for years. The bill would strengthen the staff DCFS already has, and it started a social work pipeline for future employees. Number 5, as Black History Month comes to a close, the Quincy Area Convention and Visitors Bureau would like to remind everyone of its Drive the 5 Tolton Sites tour. One of the tours available, that's Father Tolton, who was the first African-American priest in the U.S. He is also being considered for sainthood by the church, served right in Quincy, which is also where he's buried. Number 6, Quincy Community Theater is opening its class registration. The classes are going to help students refine their acting, public speaking, and performing skills. They start this month, and they're going to meet once a week. Kids 3 and up can participate as well as adults.
Number 7 this morning, temperatures are going to be right around the mid-20s as you wake up and enjoy a Tuesday. Nice warm up. We'll continue to see those 50s for the next few days.
It is 6:34 now on your Tuesday, and new federal money is on the way for housing authorities in West Central Illinois. KHQA's Sarah Rosenthal shows you what that means for some local housing authorities.
A recent federal grant will help the Quincy Housing Authority fund maintenance projects at buildings like the Lampe High Rise. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development announced its 2021 Capital Fund Awards last week, and $1,071,000 is now on the way to the Quincy Housing Authority. That's the highest federal funding it's ever received. Executive Director Jerry Gilly says the money will be used for maintenance and modernization.
Projects are so expensive on particularly older public housing authority properties like what we maintain here in Quincy, that it's essential sometimes for us to use multiple years worth of awards to see a project all the way through.
Gilly says some projects that are part of Quincy Housing Authority's 5-year plan include concrete work, construction of the backside of the Lampe High Rise, and a parking lot extension.
With an award like that, one of the best things about it is you can really get some economy of scale with the projects you do. For example, if we replace 100 doors, that is a lot cheaper per unit, a lot less cost per unit to be able to replace 100 doors as opposed to a smaller allocation.
Brown, Hancock, Adams, and Pike County housing authorities were also awarded large sums of money from the Capital Fund program. The Housing Authority of Pike County will receive nearly $500,000. Executive Director Chris Brunn says this money will help the agency tackle high-ticket maintenance projects.
If we didn't get this money, we would be hard-pressed to be able to make any of these changes because we just wouldn't be able to afford it.
Meanwhile, Gilly notes this money will be carefully distributed to help several projects.
We often will take larger projects and spread them out over 2, 3, maybe 4 years worth of capital fund awards in order to see them to completion.
Employees told me that plans for new maintenance projects with this new funding at the Quincy Housing Authority continue to be discussed. In Quincy, Sarah Rosenthal, KHQA News.
36 now. Take a look at this. A new survey of single Americans, they have found that more than half of them, they feel optimistic about finding the one in 2021. Dating, like many things, has changed since this pandemic started. And according to the survey commissioned by dating service Plenty of Fish, disagreements over COVID-19 protocols ended relationships for almost half of the respondents. Very interesting.
Well, 2,000 Americans were surveyed. 37% they are most looking forward to holding hands, first kiss, and smiles without masks once the pandemic ends. But still, 52% plan to continue virtual and social distance dating through 2021. And maybe best of all for singles, 39% of people think ghosting will become a thing of the past.
Maybe we shall see, but dating has definitely changed since last year for sure. I think people, they were so bored and so kind of tired of this pandemic all last year, so I feel like that's where that optimism is coming from, because they really couldn't get out and go, experience, what's out there. So maybe I feel like that's where that optimism, is that a word? Not that I just invented it, is coming from.
Yeah. Temperatures for us are back into the 20s. Man, it is going to be a chilly morning, but not to worry, though. Nice rebound with a warm-up this afternoon.
It's Wheel Around the World. See how America's game is played in Romania. We call it Rata Norocului.
Weekdays at 6:30 on KHQA CBS.
Everybody snap right now. Yeah.
Big stars, it's a snap.
Some people are having more fun than others. I see one person doing this.
All new Ellen. I know what's going on. Yeah. I'm hip.
Right. And that proves it right there.
From Coming to America, Eddie Murphy, and Eddie Murphy. I'm quite the fellow.
Watch Ellen weekdays at 4 p.m. on KHQA CBS.
Tune in to Tree Talk, your weekly dose of Totally Trees radio. With me, ISA Certified Arborist Larry Brumbaugh. Tuesday mornings on these Star radio stations. Tree Talk is presented by Brumbaugh Tree Service, LLC.
Peter's Body Shop and Towing has been the region's choice for quality auto body repair, from state-of-the-art paint booths to sensor replacement and calibration.
We are family and factory trained. Peter's Body Shop, the right choice.
Menards makes updating your shower as easy as 1, 2, 3 with CW Select Doors and Hardware. It's the elegant and durable way to customize your bathroom. All CW Select shower products are 11% off. Finish your bathroom project with a Delta shower faucet. Delta shower faucets are expertly manufactured and have a selection of finishes to complement your new look. Get 11% off all Delta faucets right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
My body is truly powerful.
I have the power to lower my A1C. Because my body can still make its own insulin.
And Trulicity activates my body to release it, lowering my blood sugar from the first dose. Once weekly Trulicity responds when my body needs it 24/7. Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It's not insulin.
It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include indigestion, fatigue, belly pain, decreased appetite, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems.
I have it within me to lower my A1C.
Ask your doctor about Trulicity.
Everywhere you look, in every classroom, on every street, and throughout every home, you'll find a hero. Where would we be without them? At Hilbing Auto Body, we're proud to help recognize everyone that goes above and beyond. You're not only essential, you're extraordinary, selfless, brave. From all of us at Hilbing Auto Body, we say thank you.
Experience. That's what you want working for you when severe weather threatens your family. The KHQA Elite Weather Team, working for you. Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
For your Tuesday morning, we are stepping outside to temperatures in the mid-20s. The cool, crisp start to your Tuesday, but it's going to end up quite nicely this afternoon. Currently, winds are out of the southeast for today. Then they'll shift to the southwest. But early this morning, with a little bit of a breeze, we do have some wind chills out there to talk about. It feels like 16 in Mount Sterling and Macomb, 18 in Keokuk and Fort Madison, 17 at Quincy's Regional Airport along with Monroe City, and 17 currently in Novelty. Won't last long though. It's a quick warm up today as we're going to see our highs in the mid-50s. Not too much of a cloud cover problem today. We're going to see plenty of sunshine. That means also clear skies continuing tonight. Lows definitely milder this evening, meaning not quite as cold tomorrow morning on your Wednesday to start that middle part of the work week. We're looking at plenty of sunshine as well, and even warmer air moves in for Wednesday and Thursday, giving us a nice little warm up. We could see partly cloudy skies by the time we make our way into Friday. So today, enjoy it 55 degrees, a nice warm up, plus plenty of sunshine to go around today. Clear skies tonight, 35 degrees, so we won't even hit that freezing mark. And then tomorrow, we do have the upper 50s, which will continue on into Thursday as well. And then by Friday, we'll bring some clouds into the mix with 52 degrees, partly sunny. By Saturday and Sunday, we'll still enjoy partly to mostly sunny skies and highs in the 50s, lows in the 30s, and 60 degrees kicks off next week.
It is 6:43 on your Tuesday, and for the first time, the Black Lives Matter movement is revealing just how much money it has raised. In a new financial report, the organization says it raised more than $90 million just last year. Tensions have grown as local chapters are asking, where is all that money going? The National Desk, Angela Brown, is looking into this for us.
There has been tension over money between the Black Lives Matter global network and 10 local chapters in some of the country's biggest cities. The tension became public when those chapters released a letter demanding financial accountability last year.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
The killing of George Floyd and other black men by police ignited nationwide protests on the streets of America last year. It also sparked a windfall of cash pouring in to support the Black Lives Matter movement. BLM organizer Marcus McDonald says the demonstrations woke people up.
Racial equity is our end goal, and, while we're going to be hitting the streets and while we're, doing all these things, what's done after the protest, what's done in the courts, is also huge.
By December, protests died down while internal conflicts over money escalated. 10 local Black Lives Matter chapters, BLM 10, penned this letter demanding financial accountability from the Black Lives Matter global network, saying to the best of our knowledge, most chapters have received little to no financial support from BLMGN since the launch in 2013. And in only the last few months, the selected chapters appear to have been invited to apply for a $500,000 grant. We reached out to BLM 10 for a comment. We could hear back from them this week. McDonald is a lead organizer for the Charleston chapter and agrees that leadership needs to be held accountable.
I think sometimes people look at black folks and black organizations as a monolith, and we all have our different ideas and opinions on, black liberation. So I think it was just like, people wanting more. And I think, we should always hold our leadership accountable.
Their pressure may have paid off. Last week, for the first time in its 8-year history, the Black Lives Matter Global Network released its financial report. The organization took in over $90 million. Over $21 million in grant funding went to official and unofficial chapters, as well as 30 black-led organizations. The Global Network ended the year with a balance of over $60 million. We requested an interview with the Global Network regarding a breakdown of their assets. That request was denied.
I'm glad they came out with the report, provides transparency. I was glad we were able to raise so much, or the Global Foundation was able to raise so much. I felt nothing but good thoughts towards it. I'm looking forward to seeing how, they use it moving forward.
When we asked the Global Network for an interview, they declined. They directed me to their survival fund that gave away $3 million within 12 hours to help people struggling during the pandemic. In Washington, Angela Brown.
It is 6:46 now, almost 6:47, and Governor Andrew Cuomo is under fire as he responds to allegations of harassment in his administration. Republican lawmakers have often been quick to condemn the governor as he faces at least 2 allegations of sexual harassment from former staffers. But now members of the governor's own party, they're standing against him as he denies those claims. Greg Floyd spoke to one assemblyman who is calling for a resignation.
The calls are growing, even from within his own Democratic Party, for Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign in the wake of new allegations of sexual harassment. New York State Assembly member Angelo Santa Barbara is a moderate Democrat.
Enough is enough. I firmly believe that his immediate resignation is the only acceptable outcome, and it's for the good of our state.
A second female staffer came out with allegations of sexual harassment over the weekend. Charlotte Bennett told the New York Times that Cuomo asked her sexually explicit questions, including if she had ever had sex with an older man. Cuomo's latest statement is something of an apology, saying in part, "I acknowledge some of the things I have said have been misinterpreted as an unwanted flirtation. To the extent anyone felt that way, I am truly sorry about that." Is that enough? Molly McPherson is a nationally recognized expert on crisis PR management in the age of social media.
You can't dodge, you can't evade, and he's not being forthright, and he's falling from grace very hard and very quick because he's not being truthful up front.
In the past 48 hours, the governor has changed his tune on how his actions should be investigated. After a couple of poorly received takes, he agreed to refer the case to the Attorney General, Letitia James. James established her independence in January with a bombshell report highly critical of the state's handling of the COVID crisis in nursing homes. She will hire a law firm, deputize them, and oversee their investigation. When she ran for office, I asked James about the possibility of having to investigate her fellow Democrat.
Andrew Cuomo is not my BFF, and I will not be defined by a man. Let me remind you that I am the only elected official or the only individual who's running for the office of Attorney General who's actually sued Andrew Cuomo, and I'm prepared to sue him again.
James referring there to actions she took in her role as New York City public advocate. Lawmakers agree an investigation has to be independent, and the AG is the person to oversee it.
This apology doesn't change anything. This investigation needs to go forward.
And as those in state government are consumed with all this, there is another matter at hand, dealing with the pandemic that has ravaged the state. Cuomo has not briefed the public on COVID in more than a week.
Facing the music is called for right now. He can no longer afford to dodge this bullet anymore. We need to see that Andrew Cuomo in another presser, one where he's real, he's open, he's honest.
But for now, the governor remains in a place he is not accustomed to, a place with no TV cameras. In Albany, I'm Greg Floyd.
6:50 on your Tuesday. Still to come, Jam with Queen Rock Tour on your phone. Jamie Lee Curtis works with CHLA and Spike Lee's NYC 9/11 documentary. Get that more in your entertainment news right here on KHQA this morning.
The KHQA Weather Cam, fueled by Logan Agri-Service.
Research shows that people remember commercials with exciting stunts. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's something you shouldn't try at home.
Look, Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so we only pay for what we need. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Very cool. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Good night.
Good night, Papa. I love you.
Make sure you aren't missing the sweetest things in life. Celebrate sound with the hearing specialists at Quincy Audiology.
Hi, Gene of Gene's Transmission. Everybody keeps asking me who the mule belongs to. It belongs to Betty Kruger out of Khqa, Missouri. Buck here is 30 years old. He's almost done transmissions as long as I have. Buck says to scan your car for free. So that's what we're gonna do. Bring your car down, we scan them for free. 225 South 10th Street, Quincy, Illinois.
U.S. Cellular believes everyone deserves 5G.
That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge, whether you're working or playing. All U.S. cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. U.S. Cellular.
Talk, text, surf, save. Better check Celltech today. With stores conveniently located in your viewing area, there's a Celltech near you.
KHQA's Chris Stewart covers the best high school athletes each week with our Student Athlete of the Week program, recognizing those seniors who excel both on and off the field. Tune in Wednesday nights at 6 for the Student Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Blessing Health System. Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
Right now, temperatures are into the mid-20s as you wake up and head out on a Tuesday morning. Overall, though, nice warm-up today. So despite those cooler temperatures, we're going to warm up quickly, almost near 50 degrees by the noon hour today. Kids, your bust-up forecast. Jackets a must-have early this morning as we're talking a little bit of a wind chill as well, making it feel more like 17 as you head outside. The temperatures will be right around 27 degrees. A beautiful sunrise, plenty of sunshine today with 55 degrees as you wrap up your school day. Several school districts still having some remote learning. Your forecast today has us right at 30 degrees at 8 a.m., 44 by 11 o'clock, mostly sunny skies, 54 degrees by 2 o'clock this afternoon.
6:53 now, and in today's entertainment news, rages from New York to Los Angeles to a band from London. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
Perform with Queen on your phone. Queen Rock Tour lets you jam with the band at 10 historic concert venues, playing along with their greatest hits and styling yourself in iconic Queen costumes. Queen's first official game is available now for Android and iOS devices.
That's what we do. We come together as a community and we help each other.
The day after she glammed it up at the Golden Globes, Jamie Lee Curtis helped kick off a cause close to her heart, Children's Hospital Los Angeles' 6th annual Make March Matter campaign. Curtis is a longtime supporter of the hospital and the campaign, which has raised more than $8 million to help care for sick children.
I don't want that to be forgotten.
Spike Lee's latest documentary is on his beloved New York City and the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. NYC Epicenters 9/11 to 2021.5 will feature more than 200 first-hand accounts of 9/11 and look at how New Yorkers have responded both to the terror attack and the coronavirus pandemic. The doc will debut on HBO and HBO Max later this year. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle aren't holding back. In an interview with Oprah, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex sat down with the talk show legend, who also happens to be a close family friend, to discuss a range of issues. Harry and Meghan were recently stripped of their patronages in the UK as they are no longer working members of the royal family. CNN's Brianna Killiar has more on the upcoming interview.
Buckingham Palace can't be happy about this one. Prince Harry going public about how unbelievably tough his split with the royal family has been on him and his wife Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. The prince comparing the couple's treatment to that of his mother, Princess Di, during an interview with Oprah Winfrey for an upcoming special.
You know, for me, I'm just really relieved and happy to be sitting here talking to you with my wife by my side, because I can't begin to imagine what it must have been like for her going through this process by herself all those years ago, because it has been unbelievably tough for the two of us, but at least we had each other.
The interview with the Sussexes and Oprah airs on CBS on March 7th. It is 6:56 now on your Tuesday. Here's a live look from our Quincy Sky Cam. There's the sun coming out. When we return, we got a recap of your top stories before you enjoy that beautiful sun this morning right here on KHK This Morning.
Full Measure, going where science and history are being made. Full Measure with Cheryl Atkinson.
Sunday mornings on KHQA.
This is Ford Truck Month. Now is the time to get a great deal on Ford Ranger, Ford Super Duty, and the all-new 2021 Ford F-150. Get our best offers of the year and see what Built Ford Tough can do for you. Welcome to the show, America. Welcome to the show. Get complimentary maintenance plus no payments for 90 days across Ford's full line of trucks. Only during Ford Truck Month at your quality Ford dealers.
Do you know what to do when a car is pulled over on the side of the road?
Get over.
First, reduce your speed. Second, change lanes if possible. Third, proceed with caution. These 3 simple steps can be the difference between life and death.
What if it's you that's on the side of the road? Do you want everybody to move over for you?
Do the right thing. Slow down, move over, and drive like your life and their life depends on it.
Chime in, Tri-States. Share your picture with KHQA. Upload your photos to Chime In on KHQA.com or on our free KHQA News app. Your picture could appear on KHQA this morning. Chime in with KHQA.
Here's a live look into McDonough County this morning. Look at that sun beaming off the courthouse. A picture perfect morning where we're still going to see that sunshine throughout the day.
6:58 on your Tuesday. Let's get you your morning news fix before you walk out the door. The 3rd coronavirus vaccine hits the country this week. While the extra supply is going to help, federal health officials are cautioning Americans not to relax just yet. A slight uptick in COVID-19 cases is giving cause for concern. Illinois is expecting to receive shipments of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine starting tomorrow. The timeline is a bit unclear for when local health departments will get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but it will depend on when the state receives it. On the ballot today in southeast Iowa, the Fort Madison residents head to the polls to vote in a special election. They're voting on the Fort Madison School District's latest revenue purpose statement. It's going to enable the school district to borrow more than $16 million.
Here's your KHQA Elite Weather Team forecast.
And despite a cold start to our day with temperatures in the mid-20s, we are warming up 30 degrees there, 55 degrees this afternoon, mostly sunny skies. 35 as our low this evening, so not as cold early Thursday, and we'll warm up to 57 degrees not only Wednesday but also Thursday. Look for highs in the upper 50s, mostly sunny. Clouds roll in a bit on Friday. Heading into that weekend, we'll still enjoy sunny skies and mild temperatures. We do remain above average this weekend as well. Look for highs in the mid to upper 50s, nighttime lows into the mid 30s to lower 40s. Monday kicking off next week, the high near 60.
All right, friends, thank you so much for spending your Tuesday with us. We want to give a big happy birthday to Dr. Seuss, and it is National Read Across America Day. Soak in those rays as you enjoy a good book today. We'll see you bright and early, 5 to 7 a.m. tomorrow. Have a great day, friends. We'll see you then.